Hey guys, my name is Anna Mavagnam and I'm really excited to serve as your district secretary. This video is going to give you a guide on what you should be doing as a club secretary and hopefully help you along the way. Next, I want to get into some of your weekly, monthly, and annual duties. So first, on a weekly basis, you should be attending club and board meetings and taking detailed minutes. And this information is what you will be using to fill out your monthly report. So as a club officer, you definitely have a large responsibility and you need to definitely be a leader in this scenario. But besides that, it's a good idea to attend Kiwanis meetings because they will give you kind of a good idea of what your Kiwanis club is doing and how to kind of connect with them at that level. It's ideal to attend these on a weekly basis. Next, you or someone else on your board should be providing sign-up sheets for your club meetings so members can sign up for projects or other events there. Should also be communicating with your members, officers within your club, outside of your club, and the district level, specifically your lieutenant governors. And then this should be happening on a weekly basis as well. You should also be updating your files as you go, both with accurate and detailed records, so that you are able to help build a resource that your club has. Most club secretaries will either use a very detailed and large binder or some sort of online resource, such as a Google Drive folder, which I'll talk about in a little bit. Also, on a weekly basis, you should be tracking attendance not only at your club meetings but at your projects to make sure that people are faithfully coming to projects and everything is set up the way it should be. So next, on a monthly basis, you should be submitting monthly reports and all the minutes from that month to me. Right now, we have a new monthly system in place, and I'll discuss that shortly. You are also to be attending divisional events. So, what a divisional event is some sort of event such as a service project or maybe some sort of social rally held by your LTG or lieutenant governor. So, basically, in Michigan, there are 15 different divisions, and you will be a part of one which is held by your LTG. So, while these events may not be held on a monthly basis, it's a really good idea to try and come when you can. And then finally, on an annual basis, you should be setting goals for your club. So, as a secretary, you're definitely the organizational basis of the club, and the records you have are some of the most detailed and ones dating as far back as anyone in your club. You have the most of the club resources. So this gives you a really good place to see what kind of attendance you had at certain projects now or in the past. And this can really help you set goals for how you want to see the club grow in the future and kind of track trends. So this could be like project participation or membership development as well. And this also goes along with the idea of connecting with club officers and lieutenant governors, because when you continually talk to these people on how you can improve your club in little ways, and even officers in clubs that aren't your own, you are helping to improve your club, which is one of your duties as an elected officer. Also, on an annual basis, you should be attending SLC and Fall Rally. SLC, or Servant Leadership Conference, is a conference that's held a weekend in March, and it's kind of like our state conference. It's a time where you can be elected for your district board elections will happen. New officers can be trained, and then additionally you'll get the opportunity to attend a multitude of workshops and dances as well. So it's a really fun event filled with service as well as social activity. Then we have Fall Rally. So Fall Rally happens in the fall, usually early to mid-November. And Fall Rally is, I like to think of as a mini SLC. It's only one day, but we still get a lot of different workshops. And then the theme is usually announced for SLC. Next, we have, on an annual basis, submitting ERFs. So ERFs, or election report forms, are forms that have all your officer contact information, as well as maybe some of your school information as well. And that's something I specifically need, so you need to turn those in to me as well as your lieutenant governor. You can turn them into me by emailing me at secretary@mikeyclub.org, and you can email them to your lieutenant governor as well. And this helps me because I make a directory of all this information compiled together. Next, you will be training your incoming secretary, which is a given. You also will have to update the MUC, or the Membership Update Center. So with taking attendance at each meeting, you can see who is a member and who's not per your club's bylaws, and you and your advisor should work together and create a club roster, which is uploaded. You also need to talk to your treasurer about this because they know who's been paying dues. So together, that's your process. So while these are the most concrete and kind of minimum duties a secretary has to do, there are also increased responsibilities as a club officer. You always need to make sure that you're making members feel welcome, exuding a positive environment, and working to help your club always grow and kind of prosper to its fullest potential. This is a position that takes time, organization, dedication, and a lot of networking skills, as you need to talk to people from all over Michigan and make sure you're always in contact with others. And then if you do this, you can definitely be a successful secretary. Now, we were just discussing monthly duties. So one of the monthly duties you have is turning in a monthly report form. So a good resource to help you find any information about this kind of thing is the website mikeyclub.org. So mikeyclub.org is a really useful website that I post a lot of updates on. So specifically, you can go to, I believe it's Meet the Board, click Executive Board, Secretary, then Club Secretaries. So this is currently on there under Club Secretaries, and it's called New Monthly Submission. So the New Monthly Submission I have initiated. After clicking the document, this page should come up titled Monthlies, and it should look fairly similar to the monthly form that you have now. So you're going to click File and then Make a Copy. Once you click Make a Copy, you should come to a new document should open up, and with that you can enter all your information in as you could have done as you saw on the previous screen. Then you're going to click the share button on the top right hand corner and then click on it. And then you're going to type secretary@mikeyclub.org. You're going to share this with me. And then as the message put, "Hi, my name is blank from blank high school, and here are my monthlies." And then what I would title the new document, because it will say copy of monthlies, is something to the extent of what month you're turning it in and the name of your school, because that will make it easier for me to sort. Now that I've talked to you about how to fill out the monthly report, let's talk about how to take minutes at club meetings and board meetings as well. First, your minutes at these meetings will probably look very similar as far as format for each meeting. So I'd recommend creating a template beforehand with the date, time, and location. And that because that likely your time, your start of the meeting and location of the meeting likely won't change. And then who is holding and adjourning the meeting, likely that will be your club president. And then special events and important decisions and discussions. If you know that something is going to be brought up, like a key issue, or a special speaker is coming, or anything that you can kind of jot down beforehand, even if it's just a few minutes before a meeting, that will save you a lot of time when you're trying to write or record, type, whatever you end up doing during the meeting. So now during the meeting, when I was a new secretary, I found this hard as well, but you need to make sure you're not writing every single detail down. You want to record only the most important things, and the best part about this is only focusing on actionable items. So you don't want to record perhaps every commentary someone had regarding what happened. You're not trying to record their conversation, but more record the results. So this might be more applicable at your board meeting if you're making changes in club bylaws or something like that. But you want to make sure you have details as far as the dates and how these projects will be carried out, but you don't want little details like this person wanted to change the subject to this, or we decided to come back to this issue later, because you just want something that can be seen as a decision, as a fact, not an opinion. And then you always want to use consistent grammar. If you're going to have everything, I would recommend putting things in the present tense, but if you would like everything in one tense, just make sure you leave it in that tense throughout your whole document. So after the meeting, I would recommend taking 5 to 10 minutes tops, just kind of cleaning up, rereading it, making sure you didn't misspell things in the moment. You might want to add some details, but sometimes that might not be necessary. Some schools require you to file and submit a written copy for your school district to review. I know for me that wasn't the case, but I know it is for some schools. And if you recorded your minutes by hand, I would definitely consider typing them up and emailing them at least to your club board. Some clubs have you put it on social media sites so that members can see it. Other clubs use more visual or more visual ways to show what was discussed at meetings, but that's completely up to you. And just make sure that your minutes are definitely cleaned up, but they still show a lot of detail, because that's what, at the very least, the new club secretary will refer back to as far as a system that they want to follow.